everyone, it's Marie here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited today to be joining in with the Yes Please celebration hop. This is for Karen and her little Yes Please button shop. So Karen sent loads of us papercrafters some of her buttons, some of her little Flair buttons from her shop to use to help her celebrate her being in business for, I think it's a year, which is amazing. So I was really chuffed to be able to join in and help her out with the celebration. So I chose some of the Flair badges from the shop, the Flair buttons, that are Halloweeny themed. She sent me 8 actually. She made me one for Peartree Cutfiles, which was really, really sweet of her. Thank you for that, Karen. And then I got 7 others. I got a star, I got a You Are Awesome or Have an Awesome Day, I got a spider, October 31st, one says Happy Halloween, one says Trick or Treat on it, one's got a little bat on, and they're absolutely gorgeous, and I love them because they're quite flat. Some Flair badges that you can get are quite chunky. These are really quite flat and have gone onto the layout absolutely beautifully, and you'll see that shortly as we get through. I'm playing around today with the Bella Boulevard Monsters and Friends collection, which literally landed on my doorstep today. Which I have got other Halloween supplies, but I was really excited when this came because I really wanted to play with it, and it's just taken ages to come. So it's finally arrived. I'm playing around with this. I'm using a Peartree Cutfile, which is 31 there, which is that background, which I've cut on black. The stripy paper is from the Monsters and Friends collection. I thought that just stood out beautifully for the background, and it really kind of made everything pop. I love stripes. On its own, it's a little bit mind-boggling type, migraine-inducing sort of paper. If you look too hard at it, my husband would say it was migraine-inducing. It doesn't do that to me, but it does that to him. But I loved it on the background there, so just taking a little bit of the kind of glare away from those stripes. But I love anything stripy like that. I've also pulled out some of the pumpkin paper and some of the paper that looks like a newspaper report. I've just cut some little pieces of that to go behind my 2 photos. So I've got photographs here from, I think these are from 2017, they're from quite a while ago, from a Halloween when we were away on holiday in our caravan, and we carved the pumpkin while we were there, and then we put it outside the caravan, not expecting a great deal because we were on a caravan site, and loads of the caravans there did trick or treating, and there were loads of children, and it was great. We ended up going around and having a really lovely time, having a wander. So I wanted to document these photographs because I don't think I've ever scrapped them before. As you can see, we made our little pumpkin into an owl. So I've just printed a couple of photographs off that are going to go on one of the bottom corners. Now, as I was just about to stick the black 31 onto that stripy paper, I had a bit of a brainwave, a bit of a genius moment, and I decided I wanted to turn it into a giant shaker. So I've taken one big piece of, I want to call it acetate, it's not. It's a cover from a cut mat. So you know when you get your cut mat for your Cricut or your Silhouette, and they come with that plastic cover on? I save those to use for shaker pockets. So I've literally stuck a whole one on the back and then just trimmed it off so it doesn't stick out. I've just used double-sided sticky. I'm now using adhesive foam. I usually use white double-sided adhesive foam, but I didn't want the white to show through. I wanted it to be black, so I've just cut some strips from a sheet there. It's sticky on one side and gone round the outside, and then stuck some more double-sided sticky around the edge and emptied an entire packet of Halloween sequins into the middle. These are from Lucy's shop, and I have, just like I say, the whole packet. They've got spiders in and green ones and orange ones, and they look fabulous. So I'm going to go around the outside now with some glossy accents. I want to be able to stick that down really, really well. I don't want that coming off. PVA would work, but not necessarily as well. So I'm going to I've filled my sequins in, put the glossy accents, and then that's the stripy paper there that I've just popped onto the back, and then I just use another piece of paper to help flip it over, and then quickly sort of reposition it before the glossy accents dries. Just using a little bit more glossy accents now to stick down the letters so they don't get caught as I'm playing around. And I'm now going to peel out the double-sided sticky, and irritatingly the whole piece of double-sided sticky came out of here with the double-sided sticky and everything, and not just the the backing didn't just come off, it was the whole lot that came off. Very, very irritating. We're just going to go around and peel those out just to make sure everything's stuck down. So I haven't sort of raised up the whole thing, I've just raised it in the middle. I've noticed recently a lot of my layouts getting very dimensional, and I'm not getting as many in the albums as I used to. So I'm trying to keep them, I'm trying to still have dimension, but just keep them a little bit flatter, so I can get more in my albums, because I've got lots and lots of albums. So I decided I just wanted to distress the edges of this, partly because it didn't quite go on straight, and partly because I do like a bit of distress on the edges. So yeah, I just didn't really quite get it on straight. The shaker pocket is working beautifully. Love how that's doing. I'm just giving some more distress to a few parts of these edges, folding in a few different bits and pieces around there, just to give it a bit of interest around those edges. Now I'm going to play with my photographs. I was originally not going to do a green layer behind the photos, but because there's green in the sequins that I've added, I've decided to go back in and use some of this green paper as well behind the photographs, just to tie everything together, tie all those colours in. So I'm just going to pop some more of that on there, just distressing those edges as well. I just use the side of a pair of scissors, nothing fancy there. I find it actually for me works better than using a distressing tool. Now I was going to put the photographs in the bottom left hand corner, but then decided actually I think they look better in the bottom right. It covered up too much of the three because I was using 2 photographs. And now I'm going to start playing around with embellishments. I start by pulling off some of the stickers from the sticker sheet. These are the Bella Boulevard Monsters and Friends again. I didn't manage to get all of the collection, got the ephemera, the stickers, and all the papers. So I'm going to put some of the stickers now on the photograph. I love little word stickers like this. So I'm going to pop a couple on each one. I've got fun and pumpkins on that bottom one, and happy Halloween on the other. This is the ephemera pack. You get tons in these ephemera packs. I'm just going to start playing around with tucking in some bits and pieces. It doesn't need, I want to do some lovely clusters around these photographs, but it doesn't need masses and masses. Because that 31 is such a feature in the middle, and the sequins give it loads of interest. I'm going to play around though with adding lots of these little monsters in, which are really cute. Playing around with the pumpkins, because obviously I have pumpkin themed photographs. I have put that October across the middle, obviously for the 31st of October, but I do end up moving that doesn't stay there. I felt it was just too much. It took away from the whole thing. So now I'm going to place my Flair buttons on. I do pull quite a few of them off, but I just go with the orange ones I think in the end. So I've got the little spider one there. I go with Halloween, I've got October the 31st there on that bottom corner, and then I go with Halloween up at the top. I do wonder about putting a little cluster up at this top left, and I look for something that could possibly form the basis of that cluster. But I can't really find anything, and I end up taking that off and then popping that little other Flair badge there, just tucked in at the top. So they kind of fit in with the rest of the clusters there. So I'm just going to play around and pull a few more bits and pieces out of the ephemera. I never stick anything down straight away because I do tend to move things and change my mind quite a lot. So don't stick everything down straight away, but I do now decide I'm going to start sticking, because I'm happy with how this is looking so far. And I'm going to put some tape and a little bit of glue on as well, just to make sure it stays in place. Same with this one, a little bit of glue, a little bit of tape, just to really secure that photograph down. And then tucking in that cute little house, making sure that's straight, and a little monster in the background. And then just putting some glossy accents. The Flair badges, the Flair buttons come with a little sticky dot on the back, but because I've put them over edges of things, they weren't quite sticky, so I've just added an extra little bit of glossy accents to make sure they stay put where I've put them. Now I'm going to play around with some puffy stickers. These are from a completely different collection. Not quite sure where these are from actually, but there's some cute little glossy bats there, little like epoxy stickers, so they're going to go round the outside just to add a bit of interest up there. And then there's some cute little pumpkins as well, like little glossy pumpkins. They look fab, so I've popped a couple of those on as well. And then I've pulled out some Peartree bits. These are acrylic bits from Peartree Cutfiles, and these are glitter bats. So I'm going to put 3 of those round as well. So we've got small bats and big bats that kind of tie it in with that bat theme around the 31. And I'm really pleased with how that's looking so far. So just have another quick look at my ephemera, see if there's anything else I want to add. Not sure that there is. I think I'm quite happy with those. I will tell you off camera when I've finished, I do add a couple of extra bits in. Not much, just 1 or 2 things tucked down the side of the photograph. As I had a second look at it, I decided, I just wanted something else tucked in there. So a couple of little epoxy stars there, which look, just kind of finish off the ends of those clusters, which I like. Glossy accents to stick down my acrylic bats, which look awesome. And now I'm getting some white acrylic paint, and I'm also getting some, I think it's Cosmic Shimmer watercolour in like an orangey, you can just see it there, in like an orangey colour. So I'm just dropping some water on there, and I'm just going to use a paintbrush. It needs to sit for a couple of minutes to kind of soak in and really dissolve the paint. And I'm just going to do some splatters all the way around the outside of that 31, just to give a bit of interest, bring a bit more colour in, bring a bit of sparkle around the outside, but also just to soften, I suppose, the effect of the black. I do love splatters. I don't think I do a layout without splatters. So I've done some in the glittery colour there, and then some in the white, and I'm really, really pleased with how that's looking. So have a little look at that one, and that's me finished. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Do be sure to have a look in the description box below, where you'll find links to everybody else's videos. So this is a big hop with loads of us taking part, loads of us helping Karen celebrate. And be sure to pop over to Karen's shop. I'll also put the link to that down below in the description box. She's got some amazing Flair badges in her shop, some Flair Buttons, and you really do need to check them out. They're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to Karen for having me join in on this hop, and for making me my special little button as well. And I will see you all again in the next one. Bye for now.